Hi guys, this is Suru and this is Suru Space. Or you're tuning into Suru Space or you're watching Suru's videos. You're sharing in my space.
Hola!
La,
What's up? What's up? We're back again. This is Suru Space.
we're back. We're back again.
So how are you doing? Wakila?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great. We finally have lights
Hey!
after all this day.
Help us to carry God big. Ebola on top of your mom. Allah!
Allahu Akbar!
Crazy that it's crazy that how many years later we're still battling this whole light drama.
And it's at the point where they're saying fuel is scarce that they decide not to bring lights. Are they supplying fuel to the light suppliers too? I don't understand.
Guy, that thing was crazy. And the weather is hot. It's
Exactly.
so hot. Yo,
Yeah, Allah
so
save us
hot.
from the torment of hell. Seriously.
I mean,
it's
it's hot.
how are you doing too, Sarah?
I'm fine. Oh, just false scarcity, light drama. Like alhamdulillah, like there's a bit of it's not as bad as it was when he initially started. Because when he initially started, yeah, I was just so stressed. But alhamdulillah, it's not that bad. So yes, today what are we talking about?
Today you guys, you might be feeling queasy, but we are going to talk a little bit about period.
Hey.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important.
Important.
It's very
Okay,
important.
so-
It's very important.
So today we're not just talking about period because thankfully people talk about period now a lot more than before. We're talking about it from the
Exactly.
perspective of a Muslimah, right? So we have like two. I'm of course this is going to like linking now. So So the first question for me is, as a Muslimah, how do you feel before your period? Like, how does it feel knowing that, okay, I don't know if you have PMS. Oh, no, I think I do. I know you have PMS. And you're like, okay, so this thing is coming. How does that make you feel?
I dread it. I'm like, why not again? We're going to do this roller coaster again. Why must I start this again? Sometimes I even feel like crying. I get really emotional. Like,
Should I tell you
Allah.
something?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people think I'm crazy. Me, I look forward to period. Should I tell you why?
Now you.
Should I tell you why I look forward to period? I
Why?
see period as my break. Like, there was this tweet I saw. This lady was like, I think someone was saying why shouldn't Muslims be allowed to enter the mosque when they're on the period? And the lady replied with, Allah has given me a break. Why would I want to like stress myself? So that's how I see period. Period is my break. Like anytime, for example, I don't have to wake up for Fajr. And if I'm not waking up for Fajr,
True.
I'm not feeling guilty. Like that, oh subhanallah, you've not woken up for Fajr, like why are you doing still sleeping like so that just makes me very happy. And of course, if I now have to wake up for ahead, hey, my 8 factor just flew out. If I have to wake up early and during period, I'm like, oh my god, no, Allah give me this opportunity. Why are you? Yes, but another thing, Sha, for me, whenever period is coming, I feel different things. And one of the ones I actually had to ask friends because I was starting to feel like I feel kind of distant. Like, can you just come already? It feels kind of. It makes it kind of harder to stand up to pray Solat when I know period is coming. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know why. I cannot explain it.
It weakens. For me, it weakens like my own morale to like just stand up and say, because I'm like, this is going to come anyway.
Like, might as well just come now.
Go and pray. Exactly, might as well just come now because I get like this pre-pain. And I'm like, so I have to pray with these pre-pains too. Like, wow, really? Okay.
The one that drives me crazy is phantom period.
Yes. My god.
Like that thing is always, it's like boboing you. Like, guy, I'm here. No, I was just joking. Like, I'm here now. But no, I was just kidding. You're going to pray. Do you know the one that is painful?
Exactly.
It's when you are so certain that you're not praying, And then you're like, no, I can't pray knowing that I'm not praying. And front of me was like, guy, we don't got to perform and pray.
Let's not even enter the one of Ramadan. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
The most painful thing is when you are a few minutes to Maghrib and then you see
Ya Allah. I had such an experience, and everybody was pitying me that day. It was so painful. Like, this was literally 6:45, Surah. 6:45. He couldn't wait.
Maghrib was what
he
time?
Couldn't wait. Maghrib came in 6:55. 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes.
See, me.
He now nullified that whole day.
The whole day. But you know, the thing is, alhamdulillah, as we're Muslims, we know that, of course, Allah sees your struggles and may Allah reward us for it. Me, whenever I think, I can't remember, I'm sure it has happened more than once, but when it happened, normally I went to get up and I said, eating no. Like, I'm not, some people wait, some people are like, nah, I'm going to wait it out. But I'm like, see, I already know that I'm no longer praying. Apple water, like food, let's eat it. So yeah, I think for me, I see from perspective of this is a mercy from Allah. I mean, of course, it's easy to say now that I'm not in pain. But when I'm in pain, I get down. But yeah,
why?
So, as in, I'm like, ya Allah. Because you're trying not to say bad things, but you're just like, this is painful. And period has a way of having unique pains. Every period is different. I don't know how to explain it. If you think you're ready for it, it's going to be like, guy, no, you're not.
Exactly. Like, I saw a post once that period is just basically like your uterus being like a brat. Just being a brat. That's what it. So, how do you feel during? Like, we're talking of before, but how do you feel during the period?
I mean, it's pain. A lot of pain. Like, sometimes drugs don't work. I think that's the height of it. And I can't sleep. Sometimes it wakes me up I think that's painful for me because I sleep it off. There was a time I could sleep it off. So when I cannot sleep it off, I'm just like, damn. I've had people sit on me. My nieces, I tell them, come and sit on my back. And everybody's looking at me like you're crazy. I'm like, see, I'd rather feel the pain from someone sitting on my back than I've rubbed aboniki on my tummy before, like more than once, Steph. Like,
wow. These periods make us do. One thing about my period is like, okay, first day, second day, they are like nightmares. They're like big time nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Like nightmares that I cannot. Sometimes I'm not even coherent like during them, but after I'm like just as if it never happened.
Yeah. Ready for the next part. I think I have pain for most of the period, but it's usually by the first maybe 4 days. The thing moves in its own direction. This minute I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, this pain is not so bad. I think sometimes yes, I'm like, oh, you think so? Is that what you think? Okay, I didn't come. But yeah, alhamdulillah.
Let me shock you.
Yeah, let me shock you. So how do you know that it's time for you to start praying, and how does that make you feel?
Okay, from what my own general perspective of it is, I always have like, okay, the period has ended, the bleeding has ended. But I give myself like a 1 day kind of check-in period, grace period. I'm like, okay, this thing might be gone, but sometimes I still find some traces, so it ends up being like 2 days. So I just at the third day, I'm sure. So at least I'm sure that I'm not going to get any other form of traces. So I just have my ghusl and start praying then.
Yeah. For me, the thing usually does peekaboo. So even if it doesn't do peekaboo, in my head I'm just like, oh my God, you should start praying now. And then I'm like, oh, what if I'm still praying? So what I do is, I googled it a long time ago because, man, it was really stressing me out. And I used to even, like, my sister, I'll call her like, I'm not even sure. Should I start praying? Should I not start praying? Like, and I've kind of had this conversation with friends where you're like, to pray or to not pray. So what I did, I saw this thing on Islamic Q&A that they said that during the time of, I think it's the Prophet Sallallahu, but I know that they said that women used to send like clothes to Aisha radiallahu anha to know whether it was time for them to start praying or not. And then she said something like, do not hasten to start praying. So what they said was that you have to like do the cotton swab test, where you swab it, and then if it is dry or is it transparent or something like that, like they said,
is it strictly on cotton swab, like strictly cotton swab? Can't it be some other material, like maybe
it was even someone that told me that I think they said, so why I prefer cotton wool is because cotton wool is white. It was someone that told me, because even when you're checking, sometimes you're like, is it, what are you exactly, what's your question? So cotton wool is white, so if it blends with the cotton wool, yes, I've started praying. But if it's starting to look pinky, she gets. That's how I do my test. But then I think they said linen, so usually it's the test. That's what I do. But when I start praying, I won't lie, it feels weird, because sometimes I forget that I've started praying. Sometimes even because after not praying, or after you hear the adhan and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not praying, mashallah. Then you now hear the adhan and you're like, oh yeah, that's true, you started praying. So that's how I feel whenever I start.
Do you feel, because I feel one time when I like start praying, my muscles, my feet muscles, my arm muscles, they seem as if they are just waking up after a long slumber.
Yes, I feel that. And I'm just like, even with to be fair, when I'm during period, one of the dramas is leg pain. So it's as if the legs, they have to be reminded that, guy, we have to bend down to pray to our Lord. Exactly.
So,
yeah, that's it. Ooh, Wakila, as always, it's always nice chatting with you.
Yes, I love chatting with you.
Thank you for telling me you love chatting with me. Tell me more.
What a career, woo. Don't let your head swell, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. So,
thank you.
This has been Suru Space. Thank you guys for listening. Wakila, is your turn to say bye-bye, I beg.
Okay, thank you for listening, and thank you for at least staying with us to the end for you to be able to hear me talk. All right, this has been Suru Space. I'm Wakila, and I'm here with
Surura. Bye.
Salam alaikum. Bye.
Salam.